16 by 16, and it doesn't have any pizzazz. The sky is okay if you were looking toward the sky to do a sky. The wave, I love it, and I love this foreground. But altogether, this painting doesn't work. So, how about cropping it? Can you do that? Can you take some of it off and make it a little better? Maybe take the sky off. Leave it 16 this way and take the sky off. Now the painting becomes about the foreground. The wave is secondary. That's not my purpose in this painting. I love all of the energetic strokes that are here. Hate to get rid of them. But nevertheless, right here is where I want you to look. So what if I take it and I crop a little bit of the top out, a little of the top of the wave, and do that with it? Nope, that still doesn't work for me. If I look at these little squiggle marks right here, these are good. How about I go just below them and I do that. Now, if I measure it, that's 9.5 inches by 16. Certainly not a standardized size. And the wave is still, although it's the biggest, and this part of the sunset is nice, it still doesn't have any real message to it. So what if I move this one over to about right there? Now, what you're looking at, now what I see is this great, huge, formidable wave coming over, a wall of water. And the little bit of sky that's left in there kind of supports it. A little bit of action right here, the sun coming down in this little arc, curving you right back up to the center. That looks pretty good to me. Now I've got one that is 12 3/4 by 9 1/4. It's okay, and I think that's probably where I like it, maybe where I'm gonna leave it. Crop all, no, not crop, cut off the rest of the painting. But what else can I do with it? These little L shapes I cut out long ago from a mat board, and they come in really handy. Could I go in a vertical painting? Something like that. You know what? That's not too bad. Sort of like that. And that leaves all of this foreground in. That makes it 16 by, if I can move that over another 1/2 inch, that'll make it a standard 16 by 12. Let's try that. I think that'll work. Although, here's the other thing. I liked this little wave right here. So, suppose I want to keep 12 by 16, but have a little bit of that wave left. So then that means I would take a little bit off this side. Will that work? Yes, it will. And it's got that sky up there that kind of, that takes you into just before dark time, supporting the dark water that is in here. But does it have a really big impact? I'm not sure yet. What if I go like, I'll take off just a little bit of the top of that wave. Nope, can't do that. Move it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be a standard size. You can have any kind of custom frame you want. So I'm not exactly looking for standard size. I don't see anything in that one. I love this little slope right here, indicating that that water is coming in all kinds of directions. That way, this way, falling back over. Lots of dynamics in it. Okay, so this is about a 13 by 13, another square. Kind of like that. Nope, can't do that. I'm almost going to go back to this one. Of all that we saw, this one has the most impact to me. It puts you in the middle of that wave and has a little support in this part of the painting. It's a circle, isn't it? Going around and around. So this is, this goes back, that's 12.5 by 9.5. I could make it 10, whatever, very close to this composition. That's what I think I'm going to use. From a distance, this part of the sky recedes. It looks good. I don't have to fight that anymore. Don't you hate to get rid of all of this? Gorgeous color. But I don't see any way to keep it. I could take this part doesn't make any difference right there. Could take that off. I can come over a little bit on that side. That looks like it's almost square. It's 13 by, I could make it 13 by 13. Can I make it 12 by 12, which is a pretty standard size? I probably can if I move it over to there. What have I got? It's 12.5. 12.5. So I go up and over. So that's another square. So in playing with these, wonderful idea if you're ever caught in a situation with your painting like that, it's not saying what you want. Play with these cropping things and say, well, you know, if it works better, I don't mind cutting my painting off. I spent a lot of time on those edges, but, you know, so what? You're looking for something that really puts a dynamic, moving interest in your painting. So play with these. I've decided on 2 possibilities that I will go with. And the way I'll decide between those 2 is to put it vertical as it would be on a wall, and put these around those 2 different croppings and decide which of the 2 add to the painting most, affect me, move me, make me feel like I'm in there with that water. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. See all those gorgeous strokes that's down in the outside of that wave going against the sun that's left in the sky. Fun to play with. Annoying, yeah. But you do what's best for the painting.